Communication is the biggest thing, especially in advanced warfare. The game is so fast-paced. All this time, let's go. Are we dunking? We're going for dunk? Planning bomb.
Let's push him, let's go.
Let's go, boys.
Yeah, you kind of have to block everything else out and really just focus on your team.
You think you're so cool, don't you? Let's go, boys.
I'm bringing the hype, just watch it. Watch how hype I'm about to get.
How hype?
We're making the comeback. Watch how hype I'm about to get, boy.
Pre-studying school, let's go.
I'm out the gate!
Toss intercepted by DJ Hallie. Might get it.
You need to live, breathe, sleep Call of Duty. You need to put in a lot of time to it.
During this OT for Optic Gaming. Now see if they can score this flag in 2 minutes 30 seconds.
That's why we've been doing what we've been doing. We've been practicing hard, so I'm glad we can finally do this for you. I'm glad we can win in front of him. Dad shot, let's go.
Optic Gaming are your UMG champions.
Hey, what is up everybody? Welcome back to the stream. We're going to be kicking off with the last game of the group stages. It's Vinco Gaming, your boys. Mr. Clint joining me on stream. How you doing, my man?
I'm all good, I'm all good.
Good.
Welcome.
Your team's obviously got Norton 2 in the group stages thus far, giving them the lowest seed more than likely on the tournament. It's pretty much guaranteed at this point.
Yeah.
What are your guys been looking forward to changing up in their game to try and make sure that they can pull out something, maybe pull out a little bit of an upset in this game?
Yeah. See, yesterday I think they were just a little bit overwhelmed. They went back home last night.
Yeah.
Had a chat. Actually went and watched their games and saw that they weren't really pushing as a unit itself.
Yeah.
And getting themselves into favorable positions to actually attack a hard point or break a hard point. getting into the hard point, securing space, and then slaying out as well.
Yeah.
They need to do all those things effectively as a unit.
That's a big problem. I mean, I've seen the potential of the Vinco guys. They've been able to come into the games and actually get an early start, a good start. Even we saw in the capture the flag as well. They just didn't follow up and also rely on one another's gun skills or their matchups. We saw even in Uplink, 2 of the players jumped off the map to kill themselves to just protect one player. That's just communication at the end of the day.
That also comes into a trust thing. You have to be able to trust your teammate to pick up the kill that they say they're going to go for. And jumping off the map and doing what they did yesterday was just silly.
Silly, yeah. That's got to be said. Hopefully we see a new refreshed Vinco gaming today. Of course, this is the last game of the group stages. Then we're going to be kicking off with the semi-finals at, I believe it's 2 p.m. and then 4 p.m. the next semi-final. But for now, let's take a look at the pick and ban phase. So M8A7 gets removed from Riptide.
Yes, I knew that that's going to be one of the picks, high caliber. Obviously, we know rapid fire is going to go, but I also do want him to take out overkill. On this map, you can actually hold off one of the sides with a sniper.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been used yet.
Yeah.
But the meta of the game, it allows for that. You know, I actually don't think that's going to happen right now. But they have taken out 2 of the power weapons. The mana wall, if that gets banned, this map is open.
Yeah, it's a very open game then. I think it really comes down to your close quarter gunfights. So like you said, if the man of war does get removed, the players are probably going to have to rely on the ICR.
It doesn't, so we're probably going to see the Kuda obviously in Cerberus's hands.
Well, we still got one more ban coming from your boys, from the Vinco lads. So we'll just wait this one out as the seconds close.
Flashbang.
What is the call? Okay, extended mag will get removed. Interesting choice there. It's almost a reliant thing when it comes down to hardpoint, the extended mag. So maybe just throw in a little bit of a monkey's wrench in the work.
Yeah. I mean, you know, with the extended mag, you can also counter that with using fast mag.
Yeah, you could.
You know, so...
Alright, so taking a look at the specialist drop, we've got the Spectre active camo being picked up from Riptide. Then we've got the Scythe and Purifier. Purifier, interesting choice, especially when it comes down to your close quarter hard points.
It's actually the first time it's actually come out this weekend.
Yeah.
I'd actually thought that it would be used for a map like Breach. But then again, you also have the chance of actually killing your teammates.
True that. It's more for breaking hardpoint than anything than controlling it. Because, you know, if you're in a hardpoint with a couple of teammates, you'll probably take out a couple of them anyway. So, Purifier actually also gets picked up from Twist, as Tempest gets picked up by Slushy. Slushy seems to have this affinity. He loves the Tempest. And when he does actually pick it up in hand, he does manage to get himself a couple of kills on board. So he gets himself some doubles from time to time as well.
I mean, with someone like Slushy, he's a sniper of sorts. And a good sniper, that is. He also does use the Tempest like it is a sniper. He'll stand at a distance and try and just pick off people trying to get into a hardpoint. He is the anchor for the team. And this, honestly, this map, because of the vastness of the mass of the map, the size of the map, getting the right spawns to your team is essential.
It has to be said, it is pretty essential. And one thing that I'm quite surprised by, the Scythe hasn't been picked up by any... Oh, well, Reaper, should I say, Vedix is the only one with the Scythe. In a game where, I mean, the M8 has been removed. So we're going to look for those long-range gunfights. I mean, like you said, Tempest picked up Slushy to ensure that they can still get those long-range kills. Vedix, on the other hand, is going to be going head-to-head against him on that. I'm surprised we haven't seen more long-range weapons actually involved in the Vinco side. I think Purifier and Heatwave, they're essentially doing the same job. They're breaking heals with that. Active camo, it's all going to come down to its use. It's very selective use when it comes down to active camo. So it's going to be nice to see exactly how these teams play it out. The Vinco guys are looking excited. They're looking ready for their third and final game of the group stages.
Well,
do you think that?
Group game, right?
Yeah. Do you think this is your boys have what it takes? I mean, they're taking on Astro. Astro are basically a wrecking ball when it comes down to Call of Duty in South Africa. But one nice thing is we have seen them being defeated in the tournament thus far.
It's basically is how do Astra come back from it now? Were they in the in-game fighting? The Vinco boys have stood there, watch what is happening. They know exactly what is on the line now. A win here is what they need to lift themselves to going through to the knockout phase. I just hope that that they show composure when they need to.
Well, talking about the knockout phase, we took a look at the scoreboard at the moment, and I hate to say this because it's your team, but at the moment, if Astra beat Vinco 2-0, that means that they're going to progress into the number 1 seed of the tournament, just based on map count as your differential. Then Adept and Energy Esports will be tied. So that means head-to-head results. So Adept will go into 3rd, Energy Esports will go into 2nd, which means this is our potential first semi-final game. And then we're going to see Energy Esports taking on Adept, as that's only if it's a 2-0. If things change around, we might be seeing Astra actually ending up at the bottom of the table with Vinco Gaming. So that's even a possibility if Vinco can step it up. But right now, let's jump on board with Inferno, who currently has 1 kill on the board.
Okay. Here we see, obviously, this middle hill there's a lot of fighting on to try and control the middle section of the map, obviously with the hard produce. And as I was about to say, there should be a flank coming in, and as you see Inferno going on the flank to try and solidify a spawn on this side for the Astra boys.
That's exactly what you want to do, and very wise play in his rotational side there. Inferno using that, I believe that's the ICR, the weapon that we thought might come out. And Vinco Slasher currently holding down the spawns. It's currently 21-6 in favor of Astra. Of course, when it comes down to the first hard point, it's always a bit of a toss-up between both teams. As you said, one of the main focus comes down to controlling spawns, so you can get almost full time out of the second hard point. But as we see rotation happening right now, Slashy will get taken out as the Vinco lads.
Obviously, as you can see where they're spawning now, they're spawning out from where they want to be. Essentially, you want to be spawning on the opposite side behind the statue. And that is obviously why Alton did the flank he did, so that they could secure their spawns earlier for the Astro boys. That being said, they're not pushing. This is a hard point that has a lot of access points. You've got basically 3 access points, and they're not pushing together. Like once again, you see them pushing one by one.
But now we are seeing a seemingly more coordinated push from the Vinco lads as they all 3 come rushing in, 2s from roof, but once again, not at the same time though. So what you needed to do is push roof, try get your kill there, come around, and then come into the hard point at the same time. Really make it difficult for yourself.
Exactly, and they're making it too easy for Astro, because as you can see, they've already rotated to the bunker spawn.
Yeah.
They've already got players. They set up for the next hard point. There's 3 seconds left. Cerberus is basically just being a nuisance to try and keep them spawning where they are now.
Yeah, and it just pretty much seems like scrap time is being handed to the Vinco lads, as Astra are just continuing on their dominant performance when it comes down to hardpoint. I don't think they've lost one map when it comes to HP thus far, and really their go-to map when it comes down to Call of Duty Black Ops. But Twist looks like he managed to finally get himself into the hardpoint, but when it comes down to this area of the map, it just becomes really difficult to try break guys off the spawn. What you're going to try hold off is from Vinco, from their side, is trying to push through towards the bottom side to get those spawns. Yeah. But with only 20 seconds left on the clock, they pretty much have to just throw a full frontal force onto it.
Full frontal, that's right.
Taking a look at Zeus, though, really needs to try up his game here. Currently going 1-12.
He is the OBJ, and I've been a little bit disappointed this weekend that he hasn't really brought slaying power to the game from within the hill itself. And for an OBJ, yes, OBJs are normally expected to go negative or neutral.
Yeah.
However, he hasn't really brought much of
the OBJ side of it
yet.
as well. I mean, against Astro, that's quite difficult, but then you need to try pick up in your slaying department, at least in and around the hard point.
Yeah, I mean,
seems like once he's outside the hard point, he's not comfortable at all.
Yeah.
Alright,
Picking up a kill.
That being said, he does push up on this right-hand side as the hard point flips into the middle of the map here. Will get taken out almost immediately. What he does need to do is just hold himself there and just contest.
Yeah.
Alright, so Astra Inferno will be pushing up, does get taken out. A couple of quick kills getting there from the Vinco boys as they fill up the feed with kills. Will this be their opportunity to try jump onto the hard point? And still nobody does jump onto it, so I'm not too sure. Just a bit of hesitation there from the lads.
See, that once again, it's also the communication, you know. They've got to have the in-game leader. Okay, you're going to have the Purifier.
The Purifier does get whipped out, and Twist in a very good position to try use it. And just like that,
heat wave.
gets countered with that heat wave as the boys from Astro roll into the hard point. Looking confident, 127 points to 44. Got to be said, at least the Vinco guys doing better than the guys from Adept did a bit earlier. So there's still hope for them. I mean, Adept got 50 clubbed by Astra, and if there's anything the Vinco guys can take away from that is saying, listen, let's focus on our uplink, let's focus on our search and destroy. Maybe we'll be able to pull up our upset here.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, the here guys got 57 points against Astra.
Yeah.
So obviously the one standout game that Astra had was the hard point.
Hard point. It's basically put down the controller and walk away.
So I mean, obviously the way this team is set up, these four guys basically just love this mode itself. It gives them all an opportunity to go out and slay.
Yeah.
You know, they don't have to have one dedicated role. This is exactly what you have to do.
As we currently on board with Lithium, who is the OBJ player, and he's busy contesting the hard point, has 16 to 11 in his name, as Vadex is going to be his support there, just clearing out the kills. Very easy job for him, it seems like. As let's jump on board with Vadex, just drops his 30 bomb there. Currently on a 5 kill streak, so he's only 75 points away from that Hellstorm missile. Will we be seeing that Wraith today? He better do something quick before time actually runs out. It looks like his team is just continually dominating on HP.
He's the first. He gets taken out, but he does have the Hellstorm. Obviously, to the next hard point, this Hellstorm is OP because basically just drops in the middle and the team will be able to jump onto that hard point immediately.
Alright, so Vadex does whip out that Hellstorm missile. I'm not too sure if he actually managed to pick up any kills there, as he will challenge in front of the dining room there. Will eventually get taken out as we do rotate towards the bottom lounge. And Riptide going to be able to come up with 2 big kills there for his team. I've been relatively impressed with Riptide's performance. Has been doing well in the team thus far. One of you guys newly acquired players. Alright, as Vadex rolls in with that scythe in hand and just clears out, says thank you, I'll take control of this room, and does exactly that to Zeus as well in the top of this dining room.
What I have picked up from the Astra guys, I spoke to Alton yesterday. You know, Alton is actually just happy to let Vadex be the main slayer, and they will play for Vadex to get his streaks. Like telling me even where they actually just go and lie down and monitor a side of a map. Have 2 players run past and they'll give him that call out so you can go.
You can get those kills.
You can get those streaks.
That's the kind of league that Astra are in their own, is letting players run past and kill them. Essentially to give Vadex streaks.
And like I said, also comes in, clears out the hard point.
My biggest concern when it comes down to Astra is when they get pushed up against the wall, they panic.
Yeah.
They're not used to being in losing positions. That's why when we saw in CTF, when Adept turned things around, they didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
When it came down to, I believe it was the MGMS tournament, when Energy Esports put them into a 50 or 100 points club, they were completely dumbfounded. Yeah. They couldn't recover from that position. Their biggest, it sounds a bit odd, but their biggest Achilles heel is losing. You know what I mean? Losing one map really affects them mentally.
Yeah. There we go, they close it out, 250-65.
Alright, and we're
gonna
take a look at the scoreboard though. Wow. You said it, Vadex 44 for 15, Inferno 36 for 19, with almost 3 minutes of time on the board for Lithium. Really easy win there, it seemed like, for them. At least Vinco are not going to be in that 50 points club that Adept got put into earlier today.
Well,
but for now,
the one thing I'll take out of that is that's the most points that Astra have given up in a hard point this weekend.
Yeah. There we go. Alright, so we're going to be crossing over the maps just now as we're going to go into Breach Uplink. Should be a good one. Hopefully we can see a little bit of a renewed force here. Breach, we saw in the capture of the flag, that was the map that Adept beat Astra on. Will this mentally affect their game then?
You know, the thing is, for the Vinco team right now, is in the MGMS Cup, before the final, the only map that Astra actually dropped was an uplink to Vinco. So that should give them some sort of, some lift. Say, okay, listen, we know we're a little bit better. Well done. We're a little bit better than them at the uplink game itself. And this also comes down to how much time has Astra put in on a hard point, and how much time have they put on other modes?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, Astra, obviously, I would say they're the undisputed champions when it comes down to hardpoint.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say the same when it comes down to uplink and CTF. Even search and destroy. It seems like they like to go dominant into the game and use that momentum to push themselves forward. However, this is going to be, I think, Vinco's opportunity more though than ever to try put Astra on the back foot.
Okay. That two saves, the high caliber and the Shiva, that is essentially just for Slushy, so that you can have middle control for this uplink.
Yeah.
Basically, it's either standing on top in the top room on
Are you talking about by event?
event, yeah.
Yep, and broken.
And broken. Basically, standing in those points and trying to clear out where the ball spawns. Because obviously, that's a favorite part of the map. The guys don't like to flank really. They want to just run straight through.
We will, however, see a counter ban by Inferno, removing that stock, so a little bit of pressure will be taken off of the Astra guys from relying on that Shiva.
Kuda gets taken out of Cerberus's hands.
Yeah. So good bans here from Vinco. I'm actually liking their pick and bans at the moment. And then finally, Overdrive will get removed by Vadex and Kinetic Armor. That's a ban that we saw Adept pick up a bit earlier.
Yeah.
Seemed to pay off because I mean it's a ban that Astra seem to rely on, that Kinetic Armor, which they use very, very effectively. As we see, Cerberus is going to be picking up that Psychosis. Slushy's got Tempest on his side. Active Camo gets picked up by Twist. On the other side of things, we're waiting now on Lithium to pick up his Specialist. Very interesting that Overdrive got removed. Obviously, going to slow down the captures, relieve a little bit of pressure, I think. Now it's a bit more about your strategic push going forward, as opposed to just trying to rush play.
Yeah, you know, earlier on with the dip, when they took out Overdrive as well as Overclock, because they keep on saying, they've been saying it this whole week, they want a more traditional COD. COD played on the ground.
Yeah.
You know, obviously with this, the wall running makes it a little bit quicker than what it normally is. And also just traversing the map and moving around the map. It's made a lot easier by obviously having that overclock ability where your boost level basically
gets removed from you,
it's taken back quickly, you know. So going into this,
I don't know. I've got to say that when it comes down to Vinco, they've looked a bit out of sorts on times. They played an uplink. Their last one, I think it was against Team Adept. Adept have, however, proven themselves that they're solid when it comes down to uplink in certain regards. They did lose out to Energy, though, a bit earlier. So if we're going to use that as a bit of a gauge, you've got to say that if Vinco are losing to Adept, and Adept are losing to Energy, and Energy are losing to Astra, it's not looking good for Vinco. It has to be said.
Honestly, I'm just going to vote with my heart here. I'm just going to say Vinco was going to do it.
I'm with you. Come on, let's go Vinco. Let's jump on that Vinco train for this one, because I want to see the guys turn it up a bit. I mean, Astra...
I also wanted to see them take a map of Astra, just so that it makes it a little bit more difficult for you.
Yeah.
Doing the maths.
Yeah. That will make my life a little bit more difficult when it comes down to seeding of the final 3 teams that will be then all tied at the top. So maybe I should vote for Astro on this one. But we're going to be crossing over to the gameplay in just a second, changing up the classes as the teams look just about ready. It's Vinco Gaming taking on Astra, and if you want to find out exactly why we're here today, we are here at Rage Cape Town. It is day number 2. Today, number 1, should I say, started out with the group stages, our first 3 games. Now we're going to be completing the group stages with this, our last game of the day. Then we go into semi-finals at 1 p.m. and the second semi-final, I believe, is at 2 p.m. first semi-final, 4 p.m. second semi-final, and then tomorrow it's all about the final day of play, where the players have a nice fat check that is sitting in front of us, 10,000 Rand cash money.
Lots of money.
Where do you cash something like that, Glenn?
At Kai's Bank.
At Kai's Bank, at the big check store.
At the big check store. What I can say, I'm pretty sure it's not just the 10,000 Rand they're talking away with.
No, you're also walking away with those Mix Amp Pros as well as the Astro TRs if you're coming in first. So that is quite a prize in its own. Each one going for about, what, 5k, roundabout?
4,000 rand.
Yeah. So some big money on the line, big prizes on the line, and here we go, kicking off with Uplink on Breach. It's going to be Astra Cerberus opening up the first blood of the game.
Slip gets taken out there by Riptide. Riptide trying to hold up. Unfortunately, they're just trading obviously that power position. The ball gets taken up by Lithium. He gets taken down by Twist. Zeus and Lithium, they're basically going to go head-to-head today.
Yeah.
They're going to go head-to-head to try and steal this ball and run it in. Vadex makes a mistake.
Mistakes were made by Vadex as Zeus is now just trying to hold down the middle of the map, get themselves 2 kills, and this should give them the opportunity to try and push forward. Twist with ball in hand. Does not know who he's going to run into at the moment. Will throw. Will he be able to connect?
Doesn't connect the throw. And the ball is still stuck in basically at the Astro point. They don't pick it up. They haven't even bothered turning around to go and pick it up and chuck it out.
They're rather going to wait for the reset here. Are the lads from Astra as Inferno gets himself into a power position here with that M8A7 in hand, sitting over air vents. The man is looking very strong with it in hand. This is why so many people ban him from the game, or should I say ban the weapon from the game. It's just because how strong Astra are with that M8A7. Ball, however, does get picked up by Lithium. Now it looks like interesting. He's going to try push this one straight through the middle. Nope, jumps up.
Some players.
Really odd running route. They did have movement to go work down that left-hand side, but here we go. All 4 players down from Vinco. This should give Astra an opportunity to try push forward here. Inferno now just holding down the spawns, making sure that Vinco Gaming can't defend here, as Vadex is going to be the broom of the game, just clearing up the area. Ball, however, is thrown down, and still no points on the board as we reach the 2-minute mark. Vadex comes up with a big kill. That Shiva, he's using it oh so effectively, and unfortunately not going to be able to pick up the kill. Riptide, last man standing for his team, will be able to come up with a solid shot to the face in front of Lithium, as Cerberus is going to now pick up the ball. Does have that Psychosis in hand.
And obviously this is the easy throw from him.
Yeah.
But is he going to go for the dunk or the throw?
He has running room to work with, as I believe that is Inferno just holding down the area for him. Earns that RHXD. RHXD, very interesting. I'm not too sure if it's the right choice when it comes down to uplink.
Yeah, because it takes you out of the game.
Essentially.
You know?
So maybe a little bit of a mistake there in just score streak choice. I personally think Guardian, Cerberus is another good one. Armored Sentry is also very good when it comes down to uplink, as Lithium does pick up the ball. Now going to be pushing through this right-hand side. Spots out a player, going to say, no, thank you. I'm going to go down. As he decides, you know what, I'm just going to run down this right-hand side. Will eventually take some bullets to the face, as the ball's now going to get reset back into mid-map, as Vadex clears up Twist on that right-hand side.
This is a dangerous position for the Vinco team right now. You've got Inferno basically being able to run around the map to where he wants to and slay out.
Yeah.
That's opening running routes for the Astra team way too much.
And once again, we just see Inferno just doing really well to get in the faces of the opposition, making sure he can just hold down spawns, so the Vinco guys can't really push in. As Riptide eventually does pick up the ball for his team. Will he be able to get a 2-point capture? It's going to be so important for his team to try and do something here. But unfortunately, the ball will drop and get reset once again in the middle of the map.
Riptide came up in with a team kill as well, taking Slushy out.
Dirty use of that RK5 to the face, as active camo will get used by Lithium just to allow him to rotate to the right hand side. Will do the wall run under parachute as he does push up and gonna say, you know what, I'll die for this one.
He gets the score.
5-0. Talk about committing to the task. That is such a difficult capture to try defend as well.
Yeah. I mean, you don't actually see that many interceptions on this Call of Duty as you did on the last as well.
That's almost because of your movement is a bit more restricted here. You have a limited amount of boost as opposed to Advanced Warfare, which will make any veteran COD player pretty nervous to play Advanced Warfare. It's just so much fast movement. I myself, I know as a player, I could handle it, but not too well. Especially playing claw position, or if you don't have a scuff in Advanced Warfare, you're pretty much taken out of the game.
Yeah, he did in the water. The scuff controller on this as well, on this, you can still do the claw.
Yeah.
But how good is it for your hands?
I don't mind it. To be honest, I'm adapted. When I'm an old man, I'm going to hate myself for that because I'm going to have the claw fingers for life.
Oh, gamer for life.
All right, as we see Vinco Zeus picks up the ball, will he be able to score a point? Nope.
Nope. Time.
Unfortunately not. So missing all of their shots there are the lads from Vinco. At half-time, we get to 6-0.
Once again, it's all about that central control. And Vinco, they took too long to clear out Alton and Vadex from their spawn, or from their goal area. And that just opened, like I said, it opened up the routes. And Astra just kept running the one side. Vinco kept spawning out of the game.
Alright, so let's jump on board with Vadex here, pushing down this left-hand side. Does have that scythe in hand. Will get taken out there. I think a little bit of a mess up when he's wall running there.
Yeah.
As Riptide now picks himself up a second kill. Comes across, not going to be able to pick that up for his squad. As now we get on board with Lithium, just holding down the middle. As a grenade to the face. Not running flak jacket should be the call out coming from the Vinco lads, so maybe switching to grenades is not a bad idea.
Cerberus just doing his work, obviously with his non-preferred weapon.
Alright, there Inferno tries to pick up the kill. 3 players down from Astra. Let's see if Vinco is going to be able to do something with this one. Throw it. There we go. First point on the board for Vinco. That should give them a little bit of increase in hype, or at least morale.
Some impetus to the play itself. They do need to clear Astra out from behind, the same way Alton did. They need to get that control and get him to start spawning, because Astra basically spawning, running towards the goal area and then pushing out into the map itself.
Big kill there by Slushy. Managed to get the player there through the smoke. Now Riptide's going to be able to join him and try to do some damage. And here we go. You should be seeing the first 2-pointer. And are we seeing a turnaround from the Vinco boys? Lithium, however, picks it up and says, no, you guys aren't defending. You're only focusing on attack. I'm going to try to get a point in here. Will not, however, connect with the ball. So the ball will get dropped into the back of the map. Let's see if Vinco are going to be picking up, as it looks like Riptide did exactly that, as he's going to reset it once again, as now the pressure's on as Astra get map control. Right, Vadex just watching the flank as Lithium's going to be able to pick up the ball. Doesn't have anyone waiting for him, so this should be an easy 2-pointer if he decides to use it. That's exactly what he does.
There we go. And there again, you see, there were 2 Astra players. There was one protecting the ball carrier, and obviously the ball carrier, he can do whatever he wanted to get the 2 points. It was a bit of a fancy run and jump to get it. And here we have the Tempest for Inferno.
As he does use it quite well, does Slushy. Managed to pick up 1 kill there, but not the second. As Vadex is going to do some work once again with that RK5 in hand. Spots out a player coming down the right hand side. Will be able to clear him up, as it's still 8-3 with 2 minutes 20 seconds. It's going to be a very difficult task for Vinco to try take this one.
They basically need 3 dunks. I reckon it's about 30 seconds a dunk. So after 130 if they haven't scored, I think it's GG.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, at the moment it looks like Astro are just going to be positioning themselves, protecting the ball and making sure that they can earn streaks, just to, in essence, shut down the Vinco lads at this point. For now, we are currently on board with Riptide, who has it all to do for his team. Throws in the stun grenade, not going to be able to connect. Does manage to stun out his teammate, unfortunately, there. As it looks like he's going to flank around. Will be able to pick up 1 kill, make that 2. Will the 3-piece? No, unfortunately gets shut down. As that's going to be Cerberus holding down the middle.
See, once again, no communication. You don't just run into a point after your player stuns it while he's in a stun.
Yeah.
You know, so was there a call that he was going to be a stun, or was there a call to say I'm going to push?
I think that's more decision making in that side. I mean, that's where you check your mini-map. That's where you see, do I really need to use a stun in that scenario? I guess it kind of worked out because he managed to get himself 2 kills, but he's relying on so much to do that. Oh, will he get the... Okay, not too sure what is happening there. Oh, butt to the face, and 2 points on the board, so good play there from Cerberus.
And obviously they count the UAV.
Just makes it really difficult for you to try and pick up exactly where the player is on the map. Then it all becomes a communication game, a game which seems to be lacking on Vinco's side today. As you mentioned earlier with that stun grenade, it just wasn't working out as Vinco is going to reset that ball. Now pushes up on the left hand side. With 30 seconds left to play, it's all pretty much heading Astra's way as they're looking to close this off 2-0.
No, so Astra's back. Astra's in it. They know, okay, now we've got one again, so we've got to push on.
Let's take a look at the scoreboard though, and that's something I do want to check out, as Inferno and Vedix are basically competing for most kills on the board, 35 apiece. As we close down with the final seconds of the game, it looks like Vedix is going to win that challenge, but Inferno says, no way bro, I'm going to be taking this title, as he does exactly that, picking up the last kill, getting 37 kills on the board. So that is going to be it for our group stages. So at the end of all of that, we've got our semi-finals pretty much lined up and ready and waiting for us. Our first semi-final is going to be the game that you just saw on your screen. It is going to be Vinco taking on the lads from Astra. And then closing things off, we are going to have the final semi-final of the day at 4 p.m, which is going to be an awesome one, I think.
Yeah.
Energy Esports taking on Adept. The huge rivalry between both teams. Adept didn't have the chance to play their favorite game modes. They didn't get a chance to play Search and Destroy. They didn't get a chance to play Capture the Flag. In this best of 5, if they just win that one Search and Destroy in map number 2, they're going to play CTF, and then they're going to be able to go to S&D. So it's going to be up to Energy Esports to focus, I think, down on their Search and Destroy game. The hard point, they should take it by all means.
Yeah.
But that being said, I don't think Adept are going to give it to them that easy.
Yeah. The S&D games, obviously in every championship or every tournament or every series, the S&D games is what's going to win you the championship.
Yeah.
Like you said, they just need the one S&D, the one CTF, and then it's back to S&D. However, Jake's CTF, you can't count him out.
No, he's one of the older players that do understand the game mode. He's obviously told his players a bit about it. What I saw from Adept was old school CTF.
Yeah.
How you properly supposed to play it, do your rotations, do your kill outs, make sure you watch your crossovers. Astra were on the back foot. They were like, bro, what is this? What is this game mode?
Exactly.
But Energy maybe are going to be able to put up a bit more resistance when it comes to that side.
Yeah.
But for now, that is going to be it for our group stages of day number 2. We are going to be kicking off with our semi-finals at 2 p.m. We're going to get some food and make sure that we check out the area, because we are currently at Rage Cape Town. It's an absolutely amazing day here. Make sure, if you're not here today, pull through tomorrow. We're going to be kicking off with the finals, as well as the 3rd place and 4th place playoff. Clint, it has been a pleasure casting with you. I think it's going to be crossing over the semi-finals in just a bit, and we'll be back with you guys at 2 p.m. Cheers.
Ciao.